Good morning, everyone. How are you doing? It is 11:11 on Saturday, the 14th of November. And I'm doing this for the new moon tomorrow on the 15th. Although I know in some parts of the world you are already there. You already have the energy. The energy has been building up for a few days and will continue for a few days hence. So I'd like this to be a reading with the new moon in Scorpio as the focal point, but also the energy rippling out from that for the next couple of weeks, okay? We've also got, I'm just looking down at my notes, we've also got Mars going direct in Aries. I mean, that's punchy. We've also got Jupiter in Pluto, conjunct Capricorn. I think that happened a few days ago, actually, but the influence of that will still be around. Jupiter, of course, this big, abundant planet or energy that helps us to see the bigger picture. And then Pluto, I'm hearing the words the dark destroyer in my mind. Okay, so very much about exposing the shadow. So you very likely will be linked into those energies, which, whether you're conscious of it or not, your higher self is trying to get you to take a look at the shadow energy around you and within yourself. It's so easy just to direct it out there onto somebody else, but truly we're being asked to look at our own stuff. And what you've got to remember is that you only are able to even see the shadow when there is light to illuminate it. So you should never fear. You should never fear your own shadow. You should just be able to harness your light and the strength of that to be able to take a deep breath, have the courage to go there, okay, whatever that means. So yeah, we'll be seeing that playing out. Anything that is, maybe you've wanted to sort of hide away or push to one side, not deal with it, it's definitely coming up to sort of, like, hey, look at me type energy. Right, I'm going to, I think, just dive into it. I think I'd like to just start with the Flame Attunement Spray, Archangel Metatron Spray, and let's just see what I get, and then we'll pull some cards, okay? So let's just call in Archangel Metatron around us. I've never seen him come in this way before. He's actually coming in with a dark cloak around himself, which is really unusual because Metatron is all about the colours, but yet, of course, darkness or black as an energy is where you have absorbed all of the colours. So it's almost as though he's saying that all of the light, all of the colour energy is within you, but it's hidden in many people. Even if you are a light worker, even if you are somebody that's been working for the light for decades, there are still these hidden pockets of light and truth within yourself that you have not been able to harness and bring out of yourself. But because of the vibrations of light that are now here, you are able to not only see the shadow that needs to be acknowledged, but also those hidden pockets of light. So yeah, I'm really interested in terms of why he's got this dark cloak around himself. Let me just tune in a little bit more. Why are you wearing that dark cloak, please? Okay. Okay, well, there's no real easy way to say this. And as I pick up this deck, that is on the bottom of the deck, Transformation, he's talking about the energy of death. Metatron, not just Metatron, but, other archangels, I think it's Azrael, is tasked with helping people to pass over. He walks them across the rainbow bridge, basically. And again, you see, death is something we never want to talk about, Like, do I want to start off this video talking about death? If I'm honest, no, not really, but it's where I'm being led to talk, so I'm going to have to talk about it. And thank you, Metatron, for bringing it up. There is an energy of death around. Okay, there always is, of course, is what he's saying. There is every day. It's just that people don't want to acknowledge it. He's wanted me to show this card, okay, which has the black energy around the sides, but then has the most beautiful purple and fuchsia and turquoise and white light. It's the energy of transformation. There are some physical deaths going on at the moment, and it feels as though there is a wave of souls that are choosing to pass over at this time. Okay, I'm just not going to sugarcoat it. That's what I'm seeing. He says that this has been orchestrated by each individual soul. I do think some of this is linked into the pandemic, but it's not just the pandemic. It's an exit point is what I'm hearing. So whatever umbrella you want to put over it, it's linked into the transformation, not just of the individual soul that's wanting to cross over. It's linked into the wider transformation of the planet. There are some people, there's a great wave of people, he's saying, that are making the noble gesture to bow out before their time, which is a very odd thing to say, but that's what I'm wanting to say, to make way for new incoming souls that wish to incarnate. There is a sorry, my voice is going, I know. there is an exit point coming. There is an exit point that is here right now for some who he's showing me windows. We have windows where we can choose to pass over. There is also a window at the end I'm seeing, which is non-negotiable, okay? But for many of us, there are other windows that potentially we could walk down if we chose to exit sooner. This has got nothing to do with suicide, by the way, okay? This is nothing to do with that. This is to do with a very deep level contract that the soul has, whereby it thinks it's going to be here for a bit longer, but actually it's almost like they're doing the greatest light work. They're looking around at the state of the world, and they are seeing that there's an influx of new energy that's needed, and maybe they're in bodies or in circumstances or in even countries, I'm hearing, whereby they're finding it very difficult to get their message out or to shine their light through no fault of their own, through the energy of darkness, collective darkness, which has tried to thwart them. So it's almost as though, this is a really weird one to say, I'm being shown, he's given me the analogy of an army, and I believe I'm right in saying this. What he's showing me is an army general, effectively, sitting behind this desk, and there's like the young soldier or the old soldier goes to the general, and the general takes him off from the battle. You know, he pardons him from the fight, from the battle. The fight and the battle is how some people are viewing life right now at the moment, and it's become so difficult and so uncomfortable that they are being given a pardon, and they are choosing to return to the light. Oh God, of course. I now realise why I wanted to call the video Return to the Light. Okay, they are returning to the light. And then I'm seeing just this circle in the sky, or a circle of light in the wider universe. And the ones that are returning to the light, it's as though then there is another whole wave of souls coming in who are picking up the baton. I'm being shown a baton race. And the ones that are really weary and are ready to go, no one's being forced to go if they don't want to go. This is a soul choice. If you've come up to one of those windows where it's like, actually, I'm really feeling my time is done. I've done what I could do. I'm weary. It's almost an energy of I'm able to surrender into this now. And at that level, Metatron comes in and he takes their hand. But he never pulls anybody, is what he's saying. He's never yanking somebody out who doesn't want to be yanked out. That's really important that you realise that. He's taking the people's hands that are ready to go to their next stage of life, because he's saying, of course, life is eternal. We're just talking about this one little pocket of life here on planet Earth in November 2020. But he's also now showing me I'm feeling it, an extraordinary burst of energy and light in the sacral and below, which is literally stimulating the desire to procreate in those that are of the right vibration and age, to bring in the new children, to bring in the new souls that wish to be coming in. This is also a really strange thing to say, but he's also shown me pregnancies that are, when I say in place, I'm talking about the first few days of conception, and a soul that has chosen to come in as one. I'm being shown them becoming twins or becoming triplets. It's as though another soul, with permission, and only with permission, of course, jumps in sooner than they thought they were going to jump in, because there was an opportunity to come into a body, to come into the female womb. And it is with permission of the one soul or energy that's already within the womb, or the one prospective soul that's already got its eye on that particular pocket of life to be born. And it's with permission, of course, of the parents, and it's all been agreed. But it's as though there is this jostling of position going on. There's a jostling of position going on, both sides of the veil, in terms of who's meant to stay and who is meant to go. Yeah, okay. And it's linked into this energy of transformation. I mean, I'm actually wearing the colours. I realise now. I haven't worn this dress in years. And for some reason I put it on today. And it feels, everything is connected in my videos, whether it's Bella barking, the colours that I'm wearing, the cards that I'm showing, because this dress that I put on today, has been hanging in my wardrobe for a couple of years, and I thought I couldn't get into it, because I put a bit of weight on, and then I put it on today and it fits really well. And this sounds egotistical, but it's in line with this video. I put it on and I looked at myself in the mirror and I could see my female shape. I could see I could see the shape, and I was like, oh, you're doing all right, girl. And I'm feeling now this is also linked into this feminine energy. It's the energy of the womb. It's the energy of the womb. It's feminine females of a younger age than me, of course, who are ripe and ready to birth these new children. So it's almost like I was channeling them. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, right. So that card, transformation. You see, the next card that follows it is the card. Oh no, okay. Let's just carry on. Okay, the card of transformation, and then we've got the card of awakening. Okay, these transformations, these cycles of death and rebirth are happening. And of course they're happening when new moon in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled or is linked to the energy of Pluto, death, rebirth. But it's all linked into the awakening of the planet. Okay, it's all as it's meant to be. The next card that follows is the card of soul family. Soul family. Okay, can you see that? So, as I keep saying, if we start to see ourselves as souls, then, as one exits, another one comes, And it is like the baton race. You know, when people pass the baton, and sometimes, you know, it's like they do a high five or whatever. Never been able to do a high five. They do a high five, and it's like, yeah, over to you, you know. And also the one coming in is like, yeah, well done for running those laps of the race. Now it's for me to run the next few, and then the baton passes again. It's passing of the baton, passing of the baton. I'm just going to write that down because that could be the title of this video as well, passing the baton of light. You see, light never gets extinguished, because I'm feeling that the ones that are weary, at some level, yes, there's a weariness to the physical body and the mind, but yet the light within still burns just as brightly. You can never extinguish the light. And I'm saying that on a day where it's absolutely pouring with rain. Okay, absolutely deluging as I'm talking about return of the light. So, you know, it's a storm that we've got, and storms will come and they will go. And it's the nature of life. It's the cycle of life. Okay, well, look, I wasn't expecting to channel that at all. So that is the first message in this video. I'll put a timestamp on that. We're now at 16:06, roughly. You see, the energy of 6 as well, it's all about the material world. It's about choosing to come here, choosing to play the earth game, and then choosing to exit the earth game to another dimensional reality. Okay, and so anyway, let's move on to the next message now. Okay, let's spray Metatron again and see how he looks now, because I think he might have changed. He's changed outfit is what he's saying. Okay. Okay, he's now showing me, he has still got the black cloak around himself, but he's showing me the lining of the cloak, and the cloak is, the lining of the cloak is white and silver. Okay, so we're back to the energy of yin yang, we're back to the energy of duality, we're back to the energy of light and dark. Okay, next message please. What do you want me to, where do you want me to go with this video now, please? Don't even know what this means. He's showing me a piano. Okay, so obviously a piano key. Piano keys are black and white. Yeah, we know that. So he's carrying on the theme of black and white. I then was shown a pair of Chinese chopsticks. Well, I realised that chopsticks is something you learn on the piano. Is chopsticks one of the things that you learn on the piano first? Am I right in thinking that? Let me just have a quick look. I think it is. If that is the case, what I'm understanding, chopsticks, piano. We're almost like we're all still at beginner's level. A lot of us are still at beginner's level, I think is what he's saying. How do you play chopsticks? I don't know. Okay, he's saying it's chopsticks on the piano, but it's also chopsticks for somebody, for example, who doesn't use them, like myself. You know, if we have Chinese and we get the chopsticks out, it's painful. You know, it's like the food just drops. So I think, in all seriousness, what he's saying is that these times that we're in require some training. Okay, we require training for the times that we're in and the times that we're coming into. Whether it's, you know, as I say, the analogy of learning on the piano until you are like, I don't know, is Richard Chamberlain, was he a famous pianist? I don't know. Anyway, you know, somebody really famous who plays beautifully, you've got to put the hours in, you've got to practice. That word practice is really important. In the same way that if you're eating with chopsticks, it requires practice. So that word practice is where he's wanted me to go next. What do you want me to say about practice? That it's imperative. It's absolutely imperative at the moment that you maintain or start a daily practice, a daily spiritual practice. So I'm wanting to sort of say to you, I'm wanting to throw it over to you, what is your daily practice? What is your daily practice? What do you do to try to stay in alignment to the light? It doesn't have to be huge things. It doesn't have to be special things. It can be It's interesting actually because we're birthing over this weekend the new Joseph spray. It's not going to be on sale for a few weeks, but we're birthing it. The crystal essence is being made. I talked about it last night on Facebook, and I channeled a little bit about the Joseph energy. In fact, I've got the spray. I'll do the spray in a moment. This is just the sample spray. But one of the things Joseph was reminding us of was the energy of chop wood, carry water, which is that your spiritual practice should be in the very simple everyday things. It doesn't have to be that I've suddenly got to stop in my busy day and sit down and spend 5 minutes meditating. It can be that every moment is a meditation. Every moment is an act of gratitude to God. Every moment is an act where maybe you can forgive, or you can sink into compassion, or you can take a deep breath and breathe into 10. I've already done it a couple of times today, and it's only 11:30, you know. Certain things that, you know, have happened, and it's just like, breathe, Amanda, just breathe. Or let it go, or walk away. You don't need to say that, you know, breathe. Own how you're feeling, you know, integrate that response. Doesn't need to be said, doesn't need to be acted on, breathe into it. In that moment, you are in practice. You are in practice. So, the energy of Joseph, father of Jesus, very much is linked into this. It's just got this energy of just, come on, get on with it. Let's just do this. Let's walk the talk, you know, let's make the most of what we've got. I wanted to say it's practical spirituality. It's practical spirituality. Shall we just have a sneak peek of the energy of Joseph? He's very crafty. He does just manage to wheedle his way in. I didn't realise Joseph was coming in, and he did it yesterday as well. So, you know, there's great strength in his character that he just he has this energy of the analogy I'm being given is, you know, if you walk into a party and you always see the person who's the loudest, you know, who's got the loudest voice and is making a show and a dance and all the rest of it. But then the person standing at the back who's like more the silent one, but who just holds a presence and an energy without having to say too much or do too much, that's Joseph. Okay, it's beautiful. Should we spray the spray? Okay. This is not the final bottle, it will look different, but anyway, here we go, Joseph. Just sinking into humbleness and gratitude for being able to serve the light in every single moment, to be able to serve God in every single action, in every single word, in every single eventuality. To not be unsettled by surprise, to not be derailed by the unexpected, to hold in your being an energy of great peace, great strength, great love, great humility. That in every moment and in every way, I have the opportunity to stay in alignment to my God. That I am given this opportunity day in, day out. That I'm humbled to be of service in this way. That's me talking now, I have the awareness as he's with me that he holds an energy of complete non-ego. There's no ego. Wow, can you just sink into that energy of non-ego? I've been talking about the death of the ego that we all have to go through. And let's just sink into the energy of Joseph and feel what it feels like to be in a state of non-ego. Just love, just non-judgment, purity of eyes, purity of what you see, seeing the best in every person, in every event, seeing the best. Capability. You can do this. I've got you. I'm holding you. I'm with you. You can do this. I've got you. I'm holding you. You can do this. I have your back. I have your back. Can you feel him at your back? I can feel him at my back. I've got your back. Whoever you are, wherever you live, whatever belief system you have, whatever gender you are, whatever faith you are, whatever colour you are, none of it matters. I'm here for you. I'm here for your family. I'm here for the greater human family. I always was. Allow me into your heart. Okay. I mean, I'm feeling it so much at my back in particular. I'd be interested to hear how you're feeling his energy. Wow. Why on earth was he written out of the Gospels? Because he effectively was. Oh. He says it was with my consent. He says it needed to be all about my son. God, how beautiful is that? It's just this humbleness, it's non-ego. It was never about me. It was about my son. It was with my consent. I didn't need all the words, and he showed me people doing this, getting down on their knees. He said, I didn't need that. I didn't need statues. He says, I'm happy to be the one at the back holding the space. God. Let me be the one at the back in your life holding the space for you, helping you do that. Let me be the rudder. Let me be the rudder of the ship that you are in this lifetime. Let me be the lookout. Look at that. Let me be the lookout. Didn't even know that card was in this deck. Here, this particular boat is on fire. There's a nod to the fact that many of us have got huge turmoil going on in our lives at the moment. Some people would say the world is on fire. Well, look who's there. I said he was the rudder, but he's also the lookout. It's as above, so below. The analogy of the burning boat. Here he is as the lookout. Okay, what he's saying is if you have a situation in your life where it's gone, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's, I don't know what it is, you know, some situation in your life that has had its time. You're feeling desolate, you're feeling as though, you know, somehow I need to rise from the ashes. He's looking out for the next boat. Okay. It's like, it's almost like looking out for the lifeboat that's coming. The new boat. The old burning away. The old life burning away. He's saying all of us at the moment, even if we're jogging on okay, we are being asked to let go of our old life. And we've all been on our own individual boat. And somewhere, in some way, there's a bit of it that's on fire because it's meant to be on fire. There's a bit that's not working. And if you're thinking, no, everything's absolutely fantastic. Well, great. But I will say to you, this is new moon in Scorpio and we have the Pluto energy. Pluto's linked into what's in the underworld, what you can't see. He's saying to me the basement is on fire with a lot of people. They just don't even know. They've plugged the holes, you know, so the smoke can't rise up. It's not fire literally, it's what you've buried, it's what you haven't wanted to look at. I don't want to go there. Well, you know, we are at times now where it needs to be looked at. But I will be the lookout and I will also be the rudder and I will hold you. I'll hold this space. And in a world where so many people are in it for themselves, including sometimes people who help others. You know, we've seen that, you know, corruption in our world, whether it's linked into charities that you give to and then some of it's siphoned off, all that type of stuff. You know, here's the energy of Joseph coming in. And remember, we can hold the energy of Joseph. He's not just like this figure. He's asking us to hold his energy, whereby we do it for the good of the other person. We truly get into the energy of humble service. We're not doing it for ourselves. We're doing it to help the wider collective. Whatever that is, whatever you do with your life, maybe you write, maybe you've got a business, maybe you're selling something, maybe you're a painter, maybe you're a musician. But if you're creating for the higher good with non-ego, it's not about fame, you know, it's not about getting my name up there. It's not about the number of people that follow me, any of that nonsense. It's just about, I mean, if that happens by chance, great, but that's not why you do it. You do it because you genuinely have this good intention to do whatever it is you're doing. That, my friends, is holding the energy of Joseph. He just makes it all feel safe and doable. It really does. Okay, that was the second message in this video. Where are we up to? 34 minutes. 34:30. Okay. I'm going to do 3 messages in this video. So let's see what the third message is. I'm going to go to this deck, which is called the Journey Oracle Cards by Laura Emily, the happiness coach. Okay, that's what it looks like, the journey cards. Laura Emily. Let's see what we get. Third message, please. I'm just thinking about the energy of Metatron and Joseph combined. Is a really interesting one. We'll learn what it is and how it works over the coming months, I'm sure, but just observing it myself. I just love observing the difference of all of the energies of the Ascended Masters and the angels and etc. Okay. Third message. Who's this? Who's wanting to... Metatron. Okay, let's just spray Metatron again. Third message, Metatron. New moon in Scorpio. What do you want to say? Protect. Okay, very, very important. So this says, your light is getting brighter. Protect it. It is yours. Your light is getting brighter. Protect it. It is yours. Perfect for this Plutonian new moon and Scorpio type energy. Absolutely. It's what I was saying earlier. You can only see your shadow if the light is bright enough to illuminate it. So yeah, our light is getting brighter. It's getting brighter and brighter. We need to protect it. It is yours. What do you mean by this? Okay, I've talked about this a little bit before on previous videos. It's the buffer zone. He's bringing this up again. It's the thing whereby there is a lot of people at the moment who don't want to do the work for various reasons, not judging it, they just don't. They don't want to walk the talk. They don't want to try and align to the highest good. They want to stay in ego rather than their heart. And so therefore you can find there's a lot of sort of energetic, you know, vampire type energy at the moment. Not a very nice word, I know, but it's the only one I can come up with at the moment. People who want to latch onto your energy, basically, because you feel good, you know, you feel good and you look good and, you know, all the rest of it. I'll have a bit of that, thank you very much. I've talked about this before in previous videos. So make sure you have your buffer zone around you. Ask Archangel Metatron to put it around you, whereby your light can get brighter and brighter and brighter. But anybody that's trying to reach out and take from you, they can come towards you, but they can't actually get to you because you've got the buffer zone around you. I just imagining it like one of those, you know, when you were learning to swim and you had one of the rubber rings. That's how I see it around myself. But my rubber ring is really quite big. It's really big. So you're not going to get anywhere near my auric field. You're not going to get anywhere near my physical body. It's like there's a great big buffer zone there. So make sure your buffer zone is in place. Okay, protect. Let's have one more card from here, please. What do we want? What goes with the card of protection? Other than what I've said. Control. Okay. I don't know whether it goes with protection, but let's just put the card up. Control. You see, that's what the ego is, though, isn't it? The ego wants to control. The ego wants to be in control. Your shadow actually wants to be in control. Fear is about control a lot of the time. Say I want to go off and do something, but suddenly I think, oh no, I can't because I'm frightened or whatever. That's trying to control me. It's trying to stop me from expanding. It's trying to stop me from going out of comfort zone. It's trying to stop me from reaching new heights. It's trying to stop me basically from evolving. So there's this fear, there's this thing about fear being very controlling. I also am getting a very strong energy. This is tied into a lot of the stuff that's going on at the moment where it's people are trying to pull other people into the darkness. Having said that, I do believe in the return of the light. I don't want to get political here too much, but I just do have to say something because it feels to me so symbolic. And for my UK viewers, I will do a video soon on Boris and the whole situation. But for those of you not in the UK that don't know what the hell I'm talking about, just the symbolism of this alone, without getting into the politics, I did a reading on Boris Johnson I don't know when it was, I don't know when it was, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, no idea. But anyway, Dominic Cummings who is one who was one of his or his closest special advisor, came up in the reading that I did. And do you remember I was shown Dominic Cummings as this, is it Car from the Jungle Book? You know, the snake Car, who comes up like this and he weaves a bit of a spell. It's like a Svengali type energy. It's like a Svengali type energy, and it comes up and you're under the spell, you know. And I mean, I know I'm not meaning to diss Dominic, but you know, that's what I was shown basically. Car, the snake, I've got you under my spell. Well, yesterday, Dominic Cummings was booted out of 10 Downing Street with a cardboard box. Literally, he's photographed, Boris has booted him out basically. He had to put all his possessions into a cardboard box, and he was effectively pretty much marched out of Downing Street, and he's off, he's gone. And I'm hearing the spell is broken, but the thing about it is, what they're saying is that why he received his marching orders was because Boris's fiance, I don't think he's married her yet, Carrie Simmons, who I also talked about, it's her she's basically, you know, she's behind it. So again, it's this divine feminine energy that stood up and said, no, you're out. Whatever that means, I don't know. I'll do a video on it. But I have to say, you know, it's just a good example of somebody who's almost like a puppet on a string. Because look here, puppet on a string, strings, you know? People who have got other people, it's like a puppet on a string. You will do my bidding. You will do my bidding. You know, you will come to me. You will come to me. Do you want to hear about all the latest darkness and grubbiness in the world? Do you want to hear about the latest load of evil? Come to me. Come to me. Let me tell you all about it. It's very, very compelling. Very compelling. Again, Metatron's showing me the snake from the Jungle Book. Come to me. What was the song? Come to me. There's a song that went with it. You know, we need to keep this light, guys. I'm being deliberately light as I'm talking about this because this is actually really dark stuff. Okay? So what we have to do is we have to protect our light from this type of manipulation and control. And we're seeing it everywhere. Everywhere. The more that you put your attention onto it and the more that you buy into it, and even if there's truth in it, the more you go into that, you are going to become that. The more that you go into the light, the more that you're going to become that. It's your choice. It's duality. It is duality. But, you know, I know where I choose to put my attention, which is basically on the horizon. I got the horizon card. You know, back to yesterday when I was doing that little video on my beach and the light was fading and I was just talking about return to the light, and I felt so strongly the energy of, yeah, what do you want to concentrate on? The darkness that's coming in this evening, the light is going, or the light that will return tomorrow morning. And okay, the light has returned, even though it is pouring with rain and it's grey and it's not the best day out there. But you know, that rain is needed by other creatures and by ourselves, actually. We have to have water or we die. So is it a bad day? No, it's not. It's a necessary day. It's where you put your attention. Is it to the light or is it to the dark? It is your choice. But having said that, certainly the shadow that's coming up in terms of yourself, that does need to be looked at, okay? That does need to be looked at. Because you bring it up, you look at it, you heal it. What you don't allow it to do is control you. I did another little video on Instagram yesterday. I didn't put it on Facebook because I knew it was a contentious subject, on Peter Sutcliffe, the Yorkshire Ripper. He died yesterday on the 13th of November. He killed 13 women. And after I made that video, what came to me was many things. I was talking about it more from a violet pill type energy, that we've all been the killer. We've also have been the victim in previous lifetimes. But I also heard Metatron say what he people like the Peters of this world, they're there almost on, oh, he showed me a barometer of fear, okay? To be able to conquer fear, you have to have something to come up against. Now, obviously, it's a really extreme case, a serial killer, okay? Hopefully, most of us never have to experience that. But I did say yesterday, I remember growing up in the 80s and I lived very near Leeds and it was in the papers every day. You know, each time Peter, you know, there was another woman who he killed, the fear grew and grew and grew in the community to the point where, you know, a lot of women never went out at night until he was caught. And this went on for a long period of time. It wasn't just a couple of months. It was quite a long period of time. My memory is it was a long period of time. So what would have happened if they'd never caught him? Would we, as a group of women, never have gone out again? You know, it's this thing about, even when the fear is real, what he was actually out there doing what he did, but yet, you know what I mean? It's a fine line, isn't it? Between being sensible and obviously not walking down, you know, an area where he had been, for example, or somebody had been murdered at, I don't know, 4 a.m. in the morning on your own. Of course, I would never do that. Versus actually, you know, at other times it's, you know, I'm just going to have to get on with it because I'm not going to just stay inside for the rest of my life. But yeah, I do know that darkness and that evil is out there. So it's the whole thing about control. And yeah, obviously that was a very extreme example, what I've just said, but take it down now into your life in terms of other things that you're maybe frightened of. Fear will tie you up in knots and control you if you're not careful. But it's where does that come from within yourself? What can people do, Metatron, here to help with this, please? Looking across there because I was looking for a particular spray which I haven't got to hand. Okay, never mind. Let's just keep going with this. I was looking for my fear fighter spray. Dealing with fear, combating fear, shadow energy. Okay, and I'm now, wow, this is beautiful. I'm now being shown Metatron and Joseph, either side of anybody. Okay, either side of me, you, anybody. If you're in a state of fear. So it's this energy, I've got your back. Actually, they're now changing position. Joseph is now behind my back again, and Metatron is in front. Okay, so and also they're saying the for want of a better word, the auric field, the energetic field of these two is enormous. So you don't need to worry about, well, hold on, who's on my left and right, because you're just encompassed by such strength, and it is a masculine energy as well. Just noting that, because the masculine energy traditionally has been the doing energy. So when we're feeling fearful, it's often because we feel we can't do. So there's this masculine energy coming in to help with that. I've got your back, I'm at your front. I've also got the energy of Mary Magdelene here, who is wanting to strengthen the feminine energy within ourselves as well. Let's just bring Mary in. It's just interesting, as Mary came in, I just noted, it's almost like the energies were greeting each other. Her and Joseph were greeting each other. But I get the impression that they didn't know each other very well. I mean, there's a lot of, there's not much being written about Joseph, but, and some people say he died when Jesus was about 12. So I'm sort of feeling confirmation here that she never physically met him during that lifetime 2,000 years ago. I'm just going to go into that for a moment. Mary Magdalene and Joseph. Oh, okay. No, I don't believe they met in that lifetime, but it's interesting. I feel that Joseph had passed over by the time he met Mary. But you know how a parent, when they pass over, they can still sort of they're trying to help you from the other side. So it's almost as though he sent Mary to Jesus, is what I'm hearing. So it's almost like he directed it from behind the scenes, that he helped them to be able to connect. That's really beautiful. I'm feeling that. Oh, she's saying thank you to him. Okay. Oh, I'm going really cold. She's saying thank you to him. I'm feeling it down my arms. I'm feeling both arms have gone cold. It's like energetically they're giving each other a hug. That's what it feels like. I'm feeling it on my arms as though someone's giving me this warm hug. It's cold, but now it's going warm now. It's just spirit. It's the way it's just feeling spirit. Mary, would you like to say anything about fear? Oh yes, she says. And she's coming out now like a warrioress. Never let anybody thwart you. Never let anybody stop you. Nobody ever was able to thwart me. Nobody ever was able to stop me. I will help you to find that warrioress energy. Warrioress energy. It is within you. Yeah, and now I've got Joseph. He's just looking on at her, and she's saying she's spiky, hey. He has a very his smile is very, everything about Joseph is quite understated. So his smile was like, it's just it's an understated smile. It's like a nod. It's almost like that's my girl type energy. He's noting her fire. He's noting her fire. But he's also noting her grace and her beauty, her strength. He's saying, my son needed that. My son needed her light to help him, to illuminate him, to help lift him from his own shadows. Yes, he had his own shadows. Yes, he had his own doubts. Yes, he had his own fears. Okay, I need to show you something here. Have I printed it out? I think I have. This is the latest painting that Jane's done from my new Christ Consciousness deck. These are just prints. Okay, it's not the actual painting, of course. They will, by the way, go on sale at some point in time, but not yet. This is what we have, or Jane has painted, that represents the moment that Christ said, "Take this cup away from me," in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he went into complete fear. Okay, so we've got the moon, and funnily enough, we've got the moon. That could almost be our new moon in Scorpio, and it's deliberately dark and gothic. Okay, we've got the poisoned ivy here on the slab. We've got the cup, but can you see how she's painted the cup? It's completely illuminated it. Take this cup away from me. I can't do it. I'm frightened. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go through this. And, okay, she's saying I was behind the tree. She's saying I was behind the tree. I can't remember off the top of my head whether she was in the garden or not, but I'm feeling her lurking around the garden. It's like her energy was within that space. Her energy was with him. She's saying we didn't need to be together 24/7 because he and I were one. So she felt his moment of total and utter despair, and I can't do this. I'm frightened. And she gave him strength to continue to climb up the tree of life. Wow. The ones who felt that they had control over the situation didn't. The darkness did not win. The light won. The return of the light. They never killed him. The return of the light. I mean, I personally believe he was taken off the cross pretty much dead, but then he was nursed back to health and by Mary as one of the lead healers. And the return of the light, you know, he walked again upon this earth. He's still walking upon the earth in the form of you and me. Don't let the darkness destroy you. Got him coming through now, Christ. Don't let the darkness destroy you. Let the light heal you. Let the light become you. Embrace the return of the light. Yeah. Okay. I think I probably will leave it there. We've had some very different messages come through in this video, but I think they all tie together quite well. And hopefully they give you some sustenance. The last card I pulled is the card of the Divine Feminine. Mary Magdelene. The return of the light, the return of the Divine Feminine. Allow her in. Much love, guys. I'm going to leave it there for today. I send you blessings and good intentions, and I'll be back very soon. Take care of yourselves. Have a good new moon in Scorpio, and see you next week. Bye-bye for now. Bye.